Okay, so I am opening YouTube. Aline, I will introduce you first, okay, as always. And then I will pass the ball. This is my tripod. Hello, high achievers. Yeah, let me start here. Okay, let's say hello, high achievers. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, high achievers.
All right, I opened YouTube a bit too fast. Just a minute because I am not ready. This is pandemic style of live lessons, right, guys? As you can see, I have this beautiful background there behind me. This belongs to Zoom. It was not my idea, but I think it's lovely. And let's get started with this. Just a minute, please. Getting organized here. Here we go. Just one more second, please. There. All right. I need this too. Aline, where are you broadcasting it?
I am broadcasting from Dublin.
But no, are you sending this to your WhatsApp?
I'm not actually. No.
Why don't you do it like I am doing? Why don't you put your phone?
But I don't know if I can. I don't have my phone.
You don't have your phone. Oh, that is true. I'm so sorry about that. Well, I will send it to you, okay?
Please.
All right. I am not wearing a mask, but somehow here on WhatsApp there is a mask over my face. I don't know what that is. I have already removed it. Okay, so going live on WhatsApp and on YouTube at the same time now, we can say hello, high achiever again. 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello, high achievers.
All right, so it's Monday at 6:40 p.m. Brazil time, and we're here to share with you some C2 level knowledge, C2 proficiency knowledge for whoever is preparing for Cambridge exams, the C2 proficiency exam more specifically. And every Monday, somebody different comes here to tell you, to give you information about Cambridge, okay? About vocabulary, structures, grammar that might be in the exams. Today, Aline Miller, an English teacher from Ireland, she's from Brazil actually, but she lives in Ireland, is going to talk to us about C2 level idioms. And she is going to explain everything. She's going to talk about the importance of idioms and what idioms are. But just as an introduction to the subject, let me tell you that if you do use idioms, it will make a difference, and it might just bring you from C1 level to C2 level. Even if you are already C1 level and you have passed the CAE, and you are looking forward to passing the CPE, I could say that with your C1 level plus a few idioms and some inversions, you're quite there, aren't you guys? Yes, that's basically the thing, right? You are C1 level plus idioms and inversions, you get there. So Aline made a list of C2 level idioms that you guys can use during your speaking exam, during your writing test, and she's going to share that with us. Please, Miss Aline Miller, be my guest. By the way, before we move on, we are all a group of teachers, English lovers, who get together here to share information with you every Monday at 6:40 Brazil time. And if you are willing to share this with more people, and if you're willing to have this to keep this going, please tell YouTube that this is important to you by clicking on that like button and subscribing to the channel, ring that bell. We don't monetize, we don't make money out of this, but YouTube, just a minute, YouTube's, what's the name? Algorithm understands that this is interesting only if you guys share, like, subscribe, whatever. Yes, Salvo.
I would like to add that today Aline is going to teach very useful skills, but CP is very comprehensive exam, and the comprehension part, listening and reading, is still is really challenging. So also good listening skill and reading skills will help in the exam.
Exactly. And who spoke right now was Salvatore Novello, straight from Italy. I am Flavia Costa, straight from Brazil. That is Paco Carame, straight from Spain. That is Silvia Salvatore, straight from Italy. That is Marta. Last name, Marta? Microphone.
I'm Santalia, Spanish.
Spanish. And Elisa Villa, straight from Uruguay. Aline Miller, straight from Ireland. Let's go. Irish girl, let me pin you here. The ball's on your court.
Hi guys, so can you share my screen, Flavia?
If I can't, yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Do you have it now?
Guys, let's close our images for Aline to be able to present better. Yes, Aline, go ahead.
Do you have my screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Do I need to do something for you to have it?
You need to press on that share button, which is green there, share screen.
Okay, sorry.
And then there will be a pop-up window on your screen.
I have it.
You click on the first one. Yes.
So, sorry. Yeah, here we go. Hi guys, so as already said, I'm going to share with you some knowledge about idioms. As we know, idioms are quite important for English learners. Firstly, to kick off, I would like to tell you the meaning of idioms. I know all of you are familiar with that, but I think it's important to us to just to have to make it clear. So idioms are fixed combinations of words whose meaning is hard to guess from the meaning of each individual word. So if you go to the dictionary and if you check each word individually, you are not going to be able to understand, because idioms are non-literal. Okay, so the next one, it's a book that I would like to recommend. That's the book I use when I am studying idioms. It was published by Cambridge. It's called English Idioms in Use, and it is for advanced learners. One of the things that these books highlights is that idioms change in English. So some idioms that maybe were quite popular 50 or 60 years ago may sound old-fashioned and odd today. The first example I have is it's raining cats and dogs, uh, which means it's raining heavily. It is funny because this example, it's quite popular between English learners. It's usually the first idiom that many people learn. But if you actually check in the Cambridge Dictionary, you see that this is considered old-fashioned. I say that because as we are all English lovers, it is important to us to sound as natural as possible. I have two examples also that are considered old-fashioned, which is keep a civil tongue in your head. It means used to tell someone to stop being rude. And I have a bun in the oven, which means to be pregnant. Uh, I live in an English-speaking country for over 8 years, and I've never heard these expressions. Um, so I'm going to share my first C2 idiom with you. It is be part and parcel of something. So Cambridge consider it a C2 level idiom. It means a necessary part of an event or experience which cannot be avoided. So it is a basic and essential part of something that you cannot escape from it. You have to deal with that. So the first example I have is working irregular hours. It's all part and parcel of being a journalist. Saying thank you to major donors is part and parcel of the fundraising package. The next C2 level idiom I have is the tip of the iceberg. It means only a small part of the problem. The biggest part of the problem is actually hidden. So the visible part, it is the visual part of the problem, but the problem is actually much bigger. The first example I have is these small local protests are just the tip of the iceberg. Also, the news is shocking, but we might find out that the stories we've heard so far are just the tip of the iceberg. I have to say that this idiom is quite popular in the newspapers. And it has become quite popular lately when journalists want to talk about the consequences of the COVID-19. So we have here two examples that I took from the news. One is 1 million job losses in 2 weeks. It's tip of the iceberg. And also reports of mental health issues, tip of the iceberg. So they are saying that many more problems coming. The next C2 level idiom is to have a bump right. It is considered by Cambridge Dictionary an informal idiom. It means to have a difficult time. It means to be facing a tough time. The first example we have is she had a bump ride at work over the last few months. Shares had a bump ride yesterday, falling by an average of 15%. The next example, also C2 level idiom, down in the dumps, when someone is feeling unhappy or hopeless. She is a bit down in the dumps because she failed one of her exams. I've been down in the dumps since my cat died. The next one, C2 idiom, we have fall into place. When events or details that you did not understand before fall into place, it means that you become to understand them. So it's when things start to make sense. Once I discovered that the woman was his sister, everything fell into place. The lesson started to fall into place after I reread the chapter. The next C2 level is be on the cards. It's something that's likely to happen. I don't like if I can't see what's on the cards. Last summer, she began telling friends that the New Year marriage was on the cards. The next one, to burn the midnight oil, also C2 level idiom. It means to work or study until late night. She takes her exams next week, so she's burning the midnight oil. We are really going to have to burn the midnight oil to make our deadline. The last idiom we have also, needless to say, a C2 level idiom. It is considered informal by Cambridge Dictionary. It means to have a bad attitude or to be angry about something that happened in the past, or you feel that you are not as good as the other people. So basically, if it's someone that couldn't overcome past experiences, past sufferings, and still get angry and still want to fight because of that in the present, or is someone that thinks that is not, that he or she is not as good as other people because they weren't treated fairly in the past. I have two examples here. He has a chip on his shoulder for not being born into a rich family. Also, he was not very cared for as a child, and he has a chip on his shoulder about his upbringing. So that's it, guys.
Okay, Aline. My microphone was on. I'm sorry about that. Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So let's talk about these idioms a little bit since we have some time for that.
Was it nice?
Together. It was excellent, Aline. Thank you very much for your information. I have here people on Instagram saying that this was very good explanation and it made a difference for them.
Thank you.
So good job. Thank you very much for that. And I would like to say that I heard a bun in the oven. Have you guys? I heard, I have a friend who lives in England, and when I was pregnant, she said to me, "Do you have a bun in the oven?"
Yeah.
It is funny, but if you check on Cambridge Dictionary, they consider it old-fashioned, as I said.
I heard you.
I've never heard here, and it's always raining here, so it's raining cats and dogs
all the time, and nobody says it, right?
Yeah.
I have a teenage niece who heard recently people saying it's raining tigers and something else.
Cat and dogs.
No, yeah, but she heard like the inflection of that. It's raining tigers and
kindergarten variation.
Yes, like tigers and hyenas, something like that. I don't remember what it was.
They also say something like it's raining buckets. Also.
Yeah.
Yes. What else, guys? What other idioms can you come up with that are not necessarily C2, but we use all the time? Marta has one that we learned from her and we started using. Come on.
Well, to pluck up the courage.
Yes, can you explain, Marta?
It basically means when you gather all your strength in order to confront something that you're afraid of. So you're scared of doing something and you just have to just get the bull by the horn and just face it.
Get the bulls by the horn, face it, and pluck up the courage.
Another one.
Yes.
Every cloud has its silver lining. It means every disguise may be a blessing. In fact, another idiom is a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
Bad situation can bring something this is positive for yourself.
So I have a person here, Danny. She is saying that she has never heard any of these idioms before, any of these expressions before. And that is because they are idioms, right? They're not everyday expressions. They're chunks of language that people use in their everyday lives just to express themselves in a different way. How about that one, be on the cards? Aline talked about it, be on the cards. Do you remember what it means?
It's
Can you
likely to
explain?
happen. Something, an event is likely to happen.
Yes. And why is that? Can you rewrite the last idioms? The last idioms were pluck up the courage. Let me see if I can write it here in the chat box. Can you write it in the chat box for us, Salvatore? You are the tech savvy person here in the group.
Which one?
Pluck up the courage. This person on Instagram, Monica, is asking for us to write the last ones. So let me open the chat box here to see if you can read it.
The one that I mentioned was every cloud
has a silver lining. Yes.
Lining, a blessing in disguise.
So here it is. It's down here and it's going up. Okay. Every cloud has its silver lining.
A blessing.
And there is a blessing in disguise. Write down, please, pluck up the courage. And let's explain what to pluck is. Who can explain that? What is to pluck?
Pluck up the courage.
I know, but what's the meaning of pluck? It's by itself.
It's to defeather a bird, you know.
Yes, you can pluck up the feather of the birds as well, right? When you are plucking up some of your eyebrow, what? That's not hair. That is hair, right? Facial hair. Sometimes you have to pluck the hair out of your face, right? So when you pluck up the courage, it's like that. You get the tweezers and you get your courage from where it's hidden. You pluck it from somewhere, right? You pluck it up. What else? What else did we say? Marta said you have to face
one when I was searching, but it wasn't C2 level. It cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase.
Means,
yes.
Cut to the chase.
Time, go straight to the point.
Yes, let me write it here. Cut to the chase. Exactly. Go straight to the point. Yeah. What else?
Go around in circles.
To jump on the bandwagon.
Jump on the bandwagon. What does that mean? Explain.
Well, to take the opportunity when it comes, you know, don't let it pass, basically. Just go for it.
Exactly. Now, there's a person with a question here. Hello, thank you for these explanations. I have a question. Is it appropriate to use idioms in an academic context? TOEFL speaking part. Speaking part, definitely.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. Speaking, use as many idioms as you can without sounding crazy. But when writing, be careful when you are writing essays, because essays are academic writing, and then some informal idioms are frowned upon when you are writing academically. However, if you are writing a letter or an article, then go ahead and use them all, okay? Now, for academic writing, there are some idioms you can use. One that I always recommend is
a sword double-edged.
A double-edged sword. Oh,
double-edged sword.
Yes. And there's another one when you are going to write the conclusion.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. I see eye to eye is mostly for speaking, right?
Yeah.
when you are taking the speaking part of the exam, then you see, I see eye to eye with you, or I beg to differ. Those are cool expressions for you to use. Now for writing, when you are writing an essay and you are going to conclude, a really good idiom is in a nutshell, which means in conclusion, everything contained inside of this little nut shell, right? So it's an idiom. It will make your grade go up. We hope. We can only hope. Examiners are different people. Now, idioms make a difference, okay? So here we go. I have some interesting
One easy to remember is the one that Aline explained, the tip of the iceberg. Is easy to remember, I think.
The tip of the iceberg, yes. And then you say the tip of the iceberg and you sing the song of Titanic. What was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the tip of the iceberg. Now, to burn the midnight oil is an excellent one, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Especially when the examiner asks you, it's the speaking test and the examiner asks you, are you working or studying at the moment? This is a really common question, isn't it? Are you working or studying at the moment? Well, I am both working and studying, especially now because of the C2 proficiency exam. I have been burning the midnight oil. Okay. People are saying here, thank you so much. And this was very good. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all. Would you like to share any more idioms?
Fall into place.
Fall into place. What else?
To have a card up your sleeve.
That's really good. I love that one. To have a card up your sleeve. It's like when you're playing poker and then you are cheating because you have hid a card up there, right? And then when you have a card up your sleeve in a situation, in an exam situation, is to have a secret there to use whenever you need. You know what's a good card up your sleeve? Some inversions can be ready for you to use during the exam, and they can be that card up your sleeve. For example, the examiner asks you a question and then you can say, never had I thought of that before, right? Only now did I think about it. What else can you come up with?
Are you asking?
No sooner had I read the question than I thought of.
Good. What else?
That's such a tricky ones on the spot.
It's such a tricky question to answer right on the spot. What else?
Not only. How to say not only?
Not only, but also, right? Not only is this interesting, but also essential, right? Not only is this vital. Great. And Aline started with one. Let me kick off by saying, right? These are expressions, chunks of language that you can have up your sleeve to use as a surprise there for the exam. Okay, so let me just show the sentences here again. Pluck up the courage, cut to the chase, jump on the bandwagon, a double-edged sword in a nutshell, I see eye to eye with you, the tip of the iceberg, to burn the midnight oil. As Steph is saying here, get something off someone's chest.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really good, yes. Right now, we all need to get something off our chests. Come on. This is like the moment of when you have to get something off your chest. The other day, just between us, don't tell anyone, just among us here, I was talking to a colleague from work and I said, come on, I need to get some stuff off my chest. I need somebody with whom I can complain about my husband. You know, sometimes you just have to complain. Come on, guys, I'm sorry. I know you were perfect man and husband and that you're helping your wives so much at home. But that's the worst thing about being a man. They always think that they are helping their wives.
So you lost your temper.
You lose your cool.
Huh?
You lose your cool.
You lose your cool, right? I lost my temper, I lost my cool. Okay, let's go. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I am going to stop broadcasting right now and I will rejoin with this crew for some chit chat, internal chat. So first I am going to say bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep safe.
And
Bye.
bye-bye YouTube as well. Bye-bye YouTube.